Welcome everyone to the second part of my three-part series on hypothesis. Today, we will continue carrying out tests and investigations to see if there might in fact be no more bus rationalization. Without further ado, let's begin. Now, LTA plays a big part in our public transport system, right? Well, since LTA is adding more buses and services as part of BCEP or the Bus Connectivity Enhancement Program, I want to determine whether LTA will hence stop deleting bus services, in other words, creating these bus rationalizations, or be a factor affecting our investigation, so to speak. Now, let us just briefly talk about BCEP again. So far, there are 4 initiatives as part of BCEP. Number 1, the improvement to bus services to address changing travel patterns. 2, introduction of express feeder services. 3, introduction of more peak hour express bus services, one of them being the newly launched CDS 673. And number 4, speeding up the introduction of new bus services in newer states, such as Service 861. So it is hence evident that BCEP is about adding more bus services, blah blah. But will they stop making rationalizations? Guys, it's honestly kind of hard to tell because I don't know about you, but LTA cannot make up its mind. No, it's all about LTA, guys. LTA made this, LTA did that. In the end, LTA is the one ultimately keeping our world moving. Hence, we have to focus on what LTA has done over the recent years. Now, let's see. The most recent rationalization was. Okay, let's not talk about minors. Let's talk about route amendments, or even death. Now, we all know about the 167 incident, right? It was about to be killed, but it got spared. What is this? You could have done that for the route amendment of 506 or even 700. But this, it's irrational. Yeah, that's the word. You cannot be converted into a proper fraction whatsoever. The pun was intended. Anyway, it just goes to show that LT is getting more feeble, more gullible to the public outcry. Now, there is something else we should pay attention to as well. Look at these two photos. Can you spot the key difference? Good. If not, why? Isn't it very clear that these are 58 and 129, two very different bus services? Okay, you can't assume that. But let's just say this is 58 and this is 129. Okay? Now from the images, we can conclude that 129 here has more demand than 58 right here. Okay, so now I task you with a very sophisticated source-based question. What can you infer from the images about LTA's attitude towards lower demand bus services compared to higher demand bus services? Leave your comment down below if you know what I'm talking about. Well, here's my answer. LTA is so stupid. They give more buses to suckers like 58 and make it so much more difficult for passengers of decent services like 129 get a seat. Are you serious? No, this is not even irrational. It's inhumane, illogical. But there is a crucial common criterion in these examples. It shows that LTA has given up, doesn't care anymore about the good, decent bus services like 129, but cares more about trivial matters like 58. So, what can we conclude from this? Well, clearly, I think LTA stopped making major rationalizations recently, which may be a lifesaver for most, but it doesn't mean that they might stop. But guys, let's end the video on a hanging note. Just tell yourselves that LTA doesn't care about us, and no less about bus rationalizations. Thank you for watching.